In this episode, I'm joined by the brilliant Lindsey Kelk. She's a best-selling author, broadcaster, and hilarious voice behind some of our favourite feel-good fictions. We dive into her journey from book-obsessed kid to internationally published writer, how she carved out a creative life on her own terms, and the honest, funny, and wonderfully chaotic realities behind it all. Lindsey brings her trademark humour, honesty, and warmth to every minute of this conversation. And trust me, you'll walk away feeling inspired, motivated, and maybe even ready to chase a few dreams of your own. If you enjoy this episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and share it with someone who needs a boost of creativity and joy today. Let's get into it. Thanks, everyone. Sit back, relax, and listen to Lindsey's story. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Okay. Hey, Lindsey, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
I am good. Nighttime, my time. Hence, I've got lights on, but it still looks a little bit dark. Daytime, your time.
Yeah, daytime, my time, 11 a.m. my time, tea time, mid-morning tea time.
Yeah. Is it warm where you are as well?
By any normal standards, yes. Like by my natural Yorkshire temperature,
Yeah.
yes. By LA standards, everyone's suddenly wearing coats and hats and scarves. And I'm like, lads, it's like 17. There's
Yeah.
no need for this. But
Yes. I don't
you
think
know,
they know the full effect, do they? I know there's certain parts of America that get very,
yeah,
very cold, probably colder than the
yeah,
UK.
absolutely.
But I always, like when I was in Australia, everyone used to say to me, "Oh, you're used to this weather. You're from the UK." And you're like,
I know.
"No, I'm never getting used to it." But I do have to say that I never had to wear like a hat, scarf, and gloves over
Yeah,
there. And then coming back to the UK, I've had to start
yeah.
wearing hats, scarves, and gloves.
It does get cold at night, like in winter, like maybe January, February, it will get cold at night. But how English are we? Like weather chat, but it's because there's no humidity. Like it's very very low humidity, so it just gets it's dry, so it
Yes.
feels cold. But like if you were going by the numbers, it's not. It's not.
No.
There's no need for your parka. Take it off. You look
Yeah.
stupid. There's just no need. No need.
But yeah, like you said, the Brits, we always love talking about the weather.
Love it.
Constantly, we're ever whinging about the weather, whether it's hot or cold.
It connects me to my natural state. It's all
Yes.
I wanna do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining. Do you want to just introduce yourself briefly, and tell us a bit about yourself?
Honestly, no. It's because I don't know, where to start. It's, like, literally something I have to do at least, like, what, conservatively 20 times a year. Still don't
Yes.
know how to do it. Hi, I am Lindsey Kelk, and I am an author. I primarily write rom-coms, also fantasy. Now I've had 2 fantasy novels. Well, second is coming out in February, and, yeah, best known for my rom-coms. The I Heart series was my first foray into publishing, and most recently, my rom-com Christmas Fling is out and about, so you may have seen that,
Yes.
on your bookshop adventures.
Yes. Yes. I when I was kind of, because I've read a lot of your books. My sister's a big fan. She loves your books. And I was thinking like, okay, how do I unpack? Like, there's so much to talk about. You've done so much of your
Um,
career and you're still going like forward, which is
can't be
fantastic.
stopped. Can't be
No, you
stopped.
can't stop. So I have like, I'm so intrigued. And I know that, people that are going to tune in and listen to this will be very interested to hear your story, because I think it's probably so inspiring, but there's probably a lot that no one knows about as well, about how you've
Yeah,
navigated it and where you've come from to where you are now. So I would love to just take it back to the beginning for a moment and just kind of hear how your story started and what that looked like for you.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's 16 years since my first book came
Gosh.
out, so it is a whole almost adult human, which is insane. Like this time next year, my career will be driving, which is insane. But yeah, so I was that kid that read everything. I mean, the beginning of the story is so classic cliche, like read all the time, was always writing stories, loved English at school, did English at uni, did a writing dissertation because I wanted to write. I always wanted to write. It was my all I ever really wanted to do. But I came from, still come from a tiny mining village in South Yorkshire and very working class upbringing. And we just weren't encouraged to pursue creative careers, and it's no shade, it's no knock on it. Everyone in my family just wanted their kids to be safe and to be looked after and to have a job. And creative careers do not fall under that
Yeah.
umbrella. And they certainly didn't in the 90s and the 2000s. So I left uni, went into PR, hated that with a deep and fiery passion. It was not my natural state to lie about products for a living.
Yeah.
But I did like the copywriting side of it. I liked writing the press releases, and it just reinforced that that's what I wanted to do, was to be involved in writing somehow. And through various career jumps through PR, and I worked in a licensing company doing their PR for Groovy Chick, actually.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will know Groovy Chick. And doing some of their licensing, I met some people at HarperCollins UK because they were doing the Groovy Chick books. And I had helped manage that because no one at the company wanted to work on the books. And I obviously did. So I met some people there and contacted them and said, "Hey, I really want to get into publishing. How do I go about it?" And they recommended some courses I could take and some stuff I could do. And financially, that was not an option to me. I couldn't afford to take
Mhm.
any master's degrees or postgrad courses. Um, and couldn't stop working. So it just wasn't possible. And then a few weeks after that, one of them contacted me and said, "Hey, we actually have an assistant position opening up working on those books. And obviously you already know those books. So it would be great if you want to come in and interview for it." And that's how I got into publishing. So that's how I got
Yeah.
that job, was like full backdoor, sneak in, no one sees me, and it was just a very weird move because even the HR person that interviewed me, she, after I got the job, was like, "I didn't want to hire you, just so you know. You don't
Oh,
have the qualifications to be here." And I'm like, "Well, I do though, because I've got an English degree and I know these books inside out." But what they meant was, you don't have internships, you didn't do free
no.
work, and you're not
Yes.
posh,
Yeah.
which was exactly what they meant. And there were two Venetias in my team, so
Okay.
that's all you need to know about publishing at that time. And then being close to the books, it was enough for a while. It was like, this is it. I just want to be close to the books. I'll never be able to write the books. I'll never move to that side of it, but I love being close to them. And I spent 5 years there. And each year as it passed by, I came to realize that publishing is not an exact science, and it's only gate kept by the people in the industry. We
Mm,
aren't told how it works. Like, most people do not understand how a book goes from in your head to on the shelf. It's a very opaque industry. And once I got in and I saw there was no rhyme or reason, no magical way to do it, I just sort of decided, well, why not try? Actually,
yeah.
there's nothing stopping me trying. And I made a New Year's resolution and I wrote my first book, which was I Heart New York. And
Wow.
lo and behold, like, 2 years after I wrote it, it took 2 years. It made it to publishing. Like, it was made, and even then I was like, nothing will happen. This will be dreadful. Like, they just did it out of politeness.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then it just from there, just I won't stop. Basically, I'm like, it doesn't
Yes.
stop, but it's like, no, I won't. I
Yeah.
won't stop. I won't let it stop. But yeah, that's how it started. That's how
Oh.
I got underway.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because, like, obviously you're a phenomenal writer because you've sold so many books. Do you think having that in at the publishing house, like, helped get kind of your book across? Because, like you said, they must get so many manuscripts,
Yeah.
like, plonked on their
Yeah. Oh,
desk.
100%. And it was, I went into it very eyes open, with the lowest of expectations.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't slide a piece of paper underneath my expectations. They were so low. And I've always stayed quite realistic about it because I was on a very commercial side of publishing when I worked in
Mm,
it too. I was in the licensing team, so film and TV tie-in.
yeah.
And most of our sales went through supermarkets, which books didn't at that time, like fiction didn't. And
Mhm.
obviously now they're such a massive player in the
Yeah.
space. So I had a very commercial mindset and was very open to all that stuff very early on, when some people were quite resistant to it. Um, but it definitely helped. And the way I got my deal was a little bit round the houses compared to the most common way, although now that is changing
Yes.
massively with the advent of self-publishing. In that I was rejected. I Heart New York was rejected by like every agent in London. Like, I got some
Wow.
very kind responses. I got some very stock responses. I got just nothing from a lot of people. And eventually I asked a friend at HarperCollins because I worked in children's, I didn't know anyone in adult
Yeah.
fiction. And I asked someone who had worked in that team, saying like, "Hey, can you recommend an agent that would just talk to me, that would just like give me feedback and not just a thanks but no thanks.
Mm.
And the luckiest thing in the entire world that ever happened to me was that friend couldn't be asked and passed me on to one of the editors in fiction and was just like, I don't know, I'm not doing this. I'll just pass it to my friend in fiction. And that editor read it and loved it. And we went from Friday, she said, let's meet for a coffee Monday morning and I'll tell you which agents to talk to. And then on Monday morning, she's like, I read it over the weekend and I would love to publish it. And that I just I couldn't conceive of it. It blew my mind. And so I did my deal without an agent, my first deal.
Yeah. Hmm.
But the only reason I was able to do that was because I worked in publishing and knew
Yeah.
the contracts. I would never, ever recommend it, ever. And as soon as I could get an agent, I did get an agent because
Yeah.
that's not my job. That's not our job.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely benefited from having an inside knowledge of publishing.
Yeah.
That is extraordinarily hard to get if you're not part of the industry.
Yeah. Do you ever, I always hate to think like looking back, but do you ever think, gosh, imagine if like you didn't have that in you? I feel like you would have
Yeah.
got there eventually, but it's really strange, isn't it, how these things happen?
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, it's
yeah,
everything. And I know it's, we're not doing that today, but like my whole life, like I feel like ever since I was 18, my entire life has just been a series of insane coincidences where if this thing hadn't happened 2 years earlier, this thing wouldn't have
yes,
happened, and I know that's everyone's life, but it I could not be more blown away. And it is insane 16 years on that I'm still sat
yeah,
here going like, I can't believe they're letting me do this. Like someone's going to find out and they're going to stop me. It still feels unreal. And a lot of that is from having been in the business and seeing what an absolute shit show it is.
yeah. Do you
So
think it's
yeah,
got harder then over the years? Like, I mean, 16 years ago, do you think it's got
yeah.
even more competitive now?
100%. I came in right on the tail end of Chicklet. So
Yeah,
I came in when we were still Chicklet, and now that's,
yes,
a dirty word. And I snuck in, like literally right at the end, and was so lucky to find an audience and readers who have been extraordinarily loyal to my books, like
okay,
committed beyond my longest relationships. Like I always say
yeah.
this, I'm like, I have readers from who have been with me since I Heart New York, who I have been with longer than anyone else in my life, which is insane, and I'm so grateful for it. And at that time, publishing was still very traditional. It was physical led. Digital wasn't even a thing. We had to negotiate those rights after my first contract because they didn't
Yeah,
exist
yeah,
in 2008. 28, that's not even a thing. 2008 when I did my first deal. And we added the digital contract on later because ebooks began.
yeah,
But there was no social media, there was no digital.
yeah,
Everything depended on your publisher marketing your book at retail, getting out to readers and putting it out. You couldn't do anything but write the book.
yeah. Mhm.
So it was a much smaller industry. And then obviously, as two sides of it, the industry itself has grown exponentially.
Yeah.
The way to reach readers has grown exponentially
Mhm.
with social media. A way to get books into their hands with digital has blown
Yeah.
up.
Mhm.
And then we also have on the other side of it now the blessing and the curse that romance is now just dominant, just absolutely dominant in the industry.
Yeah.
And the number of books published in this space now is wild. So on one
Yeah.
hand, there's more opportunity to get out there. On the other hand, it's harder to get cut through,
Yeah.
and it's much more difficult to make a living off it
Yeah.
because the money, honestly, is either. I feel very lucky to be someone who is making a living off it now
Yeah.
because people coming in at this juncture, you're either getting the $1 million book deal that you're hearing all about and seeing
Yes.
online, or you're making literal pennies
Yeah.
from the books. It's very, very difficult right now. Doesn't mean it can't happen, doesn't mean it won't happen. And
Yeah.
obviously you should be in it for the love of the book, because if you're in it to make money, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
And you know
yeah.
what? A lot of authors I've spoken to, some of them even still have part-time jobs because yeah, they can't
Hmm.
afford to live on the
Yeah.
wage that they get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
100% gone back. We've gone backwards in that.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing a lot of people coming in now who are only able to have a full stab at it because they have a partner that can support
Yes.
them,
Yeah.
or it's like you say, they've got a job. and that makes obviously writing more difficult because you've got to fight
Yeah.
the biggest problem, the biggest stumbling block, obstacle towards writing is time.
Yeah.
And we're taking that away from people and women, especially because also women have caretaker roles that
Yeah.
usually are fall to them. So it is really disheartening as a writer and as a
Yeah.
female writer to see us go backwards on
Yeah.
that side of things. Um, I don't know what the answer is there. I'm
No.
just grateful that there are so many books out there and that readers are so supportive.
Yeah. And so you've obviously got a huge following, and you mentioned there, like previous to, digital and social
Yeah.
media, now you have more control, and you're on social media quite frequently. I mean, Instagram, right?
I am on
Um,
social media
does
quite
does that
frequently.
does that come naturally to you now?
No,
Like,
no, that's the short answer. No, I mean, maybe it does come naturally now. Um, do I feel natural or comfortable doing it? No.
yeah,
Like I'm not a digital native, so to speak, in the parlance of the digital marketing people. I didn't grow up with it, so it still feels
yeah,
to me, still feels like I'm listening to my voice on a tape recorder. You know, it's like I'm making my little radio show in 1989 on my tape deck. So I still feel really weird about it. Um, I just have to find, like, I treat it like um co-workers.
yes,
That's
yeah,
how I think of it. So, like, when I go to Instagram, I'm like, just it's like going into the coffee room to
yeah.
make a cup of tea,
I love
and
that.
that's how I think about it. You know, it's like not everyone in that coffee room is your best friend, but some of them are,
Yes,
and you're just, same. You're downloading, you're sharing a random thought, whatever, but you're
yeah,
also not gonna trauma dump. You're not
yes,
gonna overshare because people don't want that in the coffee room. It's like keep that to the group chat, babes. So that's how I think about it. But yeah, it is strange, and it is an obligation now. Like it's an
yeah,
expectation. You go into the industry now expected to do that. That level of
yeah.
marketing is on your shoulders, whether you like it or not.
I was gonna say, yeah, compared to maybe what it used to be like for
Yeah,
you, you've now
yeah.
that's like another job in itself as well, right? So it's like
Oh,
you've got
it's full time job,
additional yeah,
full time job. Insane.
yeah,
Like what some people do, what some
yeah,
people feel forced to do. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I love it because I think it gives everyone a glimpse of like your life, and they get to know you as a person,
yeah,
which hopefully eventuates to buying your books and more people following you, etc. But yeah,
yeah,
it's like even now with this like I have always been quite I'm not someone to always share on social media. I don't always like people knowing what I'm doing or what I'm up to. But then since I want this podcast, you kind of like have to show yourself a little bit, right? And
yeah.
it's like vulnerability, but like you said, not
Totally.
oversharing,
Yeah,
but I have to put a lot of effort into doing it. But like, oh, okay, I've got to post today. And I don't mind posting about other people, but then
yeah,
people want to know about you as well. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna have to show a glimpse of my life and
yeah.
so they can
Yeah,
understand
and
who
it's
I
where
am
to
as a
draw the
person.
line because you want to be authentic. But and then that's the balance I worry about and that I struggle with is like, what is the difference between being authentic versus showing too much? And it's like,
Yes.
I don't want people to feel like I'm keeping things back from them, but also like parts of it aren't interesting to everyone and parts of your life that involve other people and maybe they don't want to be involved.
Yes.
Like my husband he doesn't care about the internet. He doesn't want to be on social media.
Yeah.
Like that's not his thing at all. So I'm not going to be like, Jeff, come and make a TikTok with me. Like
Yeah.
he would rather shoot himself. Like it's not going to happen. Um, but so yeah, finding that balance is tricky. It is
Yeah.
hard. I just try not to overthink it is my
Yeah.
main thing.
Yeah. And then it's simple for you, right? If you just kind of put what
Yeah.
you can out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that's really great, to be honest. Are you on like all platforms or predominantly just Insta?
Technically, yes, but mostly Instagram. I think TikTok, I love to watch TikTok as
Yes.
entertainment, but I treat TikTok more like a source of entertainment. Like I go there to be
Yeah.
entertained and watch videos. Um, so I think putting content on TikTok, for me, my natural content is Instagram. It's just very chatty. It's just very
Yeah.
casual. I'm not creating something necessarily to be consumed,
Yeah.
like, and so
Yeah.
so TikTok doesn't feel like a natural place for me. I'm not gonna be able to do 1,000
Yes.
lip syncs or
No.
dances, and like every so often one will come to me and I'm like, oh, I'll do it, it's fun. And I'm just throwing it up there to throw it up there. But yeah, Instagram feels more natural. I'm on
Yes.
threads here and there, but that
Yeah.
feels like the dark place.
Yes. I
It's getting
haven't gone
awfully
into that
close to where
world.
Twitter was. Yeah, it's getting back to, I was on Twitter, I was massively active on Twitter for years, and it
Yeah.
just got really dark. And
Yeah.
I just said, no, what if I wasn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a Facebook page and a Facebook group, and I dip in and out.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly Instagram. It's where I feel is my
More
safe space,
comfortable,
my,
safe space. Yeah, your
yeah,
bubble.
good people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah, yeah,
nice
yeah,
people on
exactly.
Instagram. Like, I was gonna
Yes.
ask you actually, do you get I mean, how do you handle not necessarily from social media, but general kind of reviews, like, how have you handled or tackled that over the years if you got a bad review or a comment that,
Yeah.
wasn't very nice?
A constant every day. People love to tag you in those things. It's really fun. I never read reviews. Like I don't like things like Goodreads or Amazon reviews. I never go near it.
Okay.
Um, and that is because they are not for me. And the person writing it might think it is. They might think she should know. She needs to know how I feel about this. But honestly, good or bad, you are writing a review for other readers,
Mhm.
and it is massively valuable. And I encourage everyone to write reviews if you feel so strongly either way that
Yeah.
you want to share how you felt about this book. You should, because there might be someone out there with the exact same taste as you,
Mhm.
and your review is going to be invaluable to them. And as an author, I would rather someone not buy my book than buy it and hate it. So
Yeah.
that review, if you hated it and someone who loves the same things as you sees that, great. Like, steer them away from it. It's not for them. That's awesome. But that feedback is not helpful to me.
Yes.
A, the book is out.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do? B, it's not going to influence the next book I do, because that's probably already written by the time you're
Yeah.
reading this one as well. It's just going to make me feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
And there is a difference between constructive criticism and feedback and editorial feedback and just not liking something.
Yeah.
And that's personal taste, and personal taste does not should not affect the, to sound pretentious for 2 seconds, the art that you create. Like, someone else's personal feelings about your
Yeah.
art should not influence the art you make down the line. You have an editor and an agent and, beta readers and friends and contemporaries
Yeah.
in the industry who are going to tell you if it's shit. Like,
Yeah.
you already know if it's shit before, this person in, Oklahoma tells you it is. Like, don't worry
Yeah.
about what they think. Crack on. So yeah, you have to know where to put it.
Yeah.
And
I
it
think
is
that's
hard. We
good.
still do see it. Like, people will tag us. We still absolutely see things.
Yeah.
Um, and we're only human. I'm not going to come into someone's job and tell them they did their job badly today.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to come and find you in Asda and be like, shit, shelf stacking, Karen, actually. And as a former shelf stacker, I can say, bad job. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that because it's rude.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Karen's probably gonna
people,
tell you where to go as well.
exactly. I'm like, do you know what? And if I do that, if I reply to a bad review, and I did for a minute. I had, when people will tag me in it, I would just reply being like, "Well, tried my best,"
Yeah.
and people took that quite badly. I'm like, "Well, I don't know what else you want me to say. What did you want? Would you like your money back? I
Yeah.
can't do that for you. Like,
Yeah.
that's not
It
for me."
is. They want something for free, don't they? It's kind of like, are you
Yeah,
are you complaining because you want something from it, or are you literally
yeah.
complaining because you just wanna tell people how you feel?
Right.
I th
And I
I
think
think
some people don't realize it does get back to you. Like,
yeah.
we mostly all run our social media. I can count
Yeah.
on one hand the number of author friends of mine who have someone running their accounts.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about international, globally best-selling authors who run their own accounts and see everything and
Yeah.
see the really mean stuff. And it does not matter how many books you've sold, how much money you've made. Someone telling you the thing you did that you loved, that you poured your heart and
Mm.
soul into, is shit,
Yeah.
is gonna sting. It just is.
Yeah.
So just don't tag us. Yeah, please don't tag
Yeah, and
us.
I think that's a really valid point actually, especially if someone's starting out, like, let's say they've just had their
Yeah,
debut, it's one of those situations that if you start to read them, you'll just
yeah,
spiral, and then
yeah.
it could potentially affect, like, your mindset and how you
It
write and move
absolutely
forward,
will.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
100%, 100%. Just an absolute. It's just a kick in the teeth, and
Yeah.
it doesn't help you. Like, if you want to leave a bad review, tag the publisher. Like, let them
Yeah.
know. Tell my like tell them, tell my publisher. And if you're right about something, they will be like, actually. we do need to let you know. So
Yeah.
do that. Go off, kids. Love that. Please tag the publisher.
Yeah.
Please don't tag
You're
me.
gonna
Yeah.
let them deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it, 100%. Because there's always someone's always gonna have something to say, whether it's positive or
Totally.
negative. That's just the world we live in. And
Yeah.
I think even more so now, there's bots out there, right? That just
Yeah.
are doom and gloom and they just want to attack everybody.
Yeah.
And
And it's easier to bring people down than it is to lift
yeah,
them up. That's just a
yeah,
fact. That is a sad fact. So that's just something to keep in mind. Let's
yes.
all try and be happier.
Be
Like,
nice.
what if we did that? Oh my God. What if we all tried to live in a positive space?
Oh, I don't think that's ever
Madness.
gonna happen,
No, I've
unfortunately.
been in LA too long, clearly. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna actually bring it back to that because I wanted to know kind of how it's worked then from you, having, your iHeart New York, and then what happened after that? Because obviously you were living in the UK, you now live in LA.
yes.
How did your career just accelerate?
Yeah, I mean, I did it. I don't know, did it? Yes. So yeah, I was in the UK working as an editor when I did my first deal. So I'd sold iHeart New York when I was working in London, and
Yeah,
it came out while I was still in London. But actually, art imitating life, life imitating art. A couple of weeks after the book published, I actually moved to New York because I got a job. My job
wow.
transferred over from London to the New York office.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so that's how I first got to the States. I didn't come as a writer, like
Yes.
I still had a job. I had a job I kept a full-time job for 3 books. I
Oh,
think I had
wow,
3 books
okay.
out
Yeah,
before I left my job. And even then it was because the contract ended and the choice was go back to London
yeah,
or get a freelance, not freelance visa, but a writer visa and stay in
yeah,
the States and have a go at it. And at that point, I got a second contract. I had 3 books out. I had 3 more books to come. So it was the right time to take
yeah,
a stab at it and to
yeah,
sort of bet on myself. So that's how I got to the States. And I was in New York. As I said, yeah, the first book came out. I Heart New York came out. It did really well. It had an amazing marketing push. Like the team were amazing. I remember it so clearly. It was like full color dump bins in the front of WH Smith's
oh,
branded with the book and like stuff that just does not exist anymore. Like
yeah,
all the money used to go into like retail promotion. And now obviously it goes into pushing it down your throat on Facebook.
yes,
Um, Things have changed. So yeah, I Heart New York did great, but then I Heart Hollywood was book 2 that came out 6 months later, and that actually did not do well at all. And I was terrified and was just like, it was a blip. I knew it. It was just a one and done. I should just go back into my corner. And then what actually changed the narrative on honestly my whole career was I Heart Paris, which was the 3rd book in the series, was coming out in the July, and we something else that doesn't happen anymore, at my publisher, they did a deal with Glamour magazine to
brilliant.
put I Heart New York as a cover mount, a copy of I Heart New York on the cover of Glamour. So it was like 100,000 more
Yeah,
copies of Glamour went out with I Heart New York bundled up with it the week before I Heart Paris published. So everyone got their free copy of I Heart New York. They were in the store, they saw
yeah,
I Heart Paris on the shelf, and they naturally picked it up. And that was when things sort of exponentially blew up.
yeah,
Um, and that's not something we do anymore. I know because print journalism isn't what it used to be.
yeah,
So you're maybe not going to shift 100,000 copies. So maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. But that was the game changer. That's what put me in a lot of people's hands.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, that was when I had my new deal and was able to negotiate a better deal. And that's why I was able to have a go at being a full-time writer.
yeah,
But what was strange was chick lit was on the wane.
yeah,
Commercial women's fiction was on the way down. But because I kept at it, and I kept the books coming thick and fast. It was like at least one a year.
yeah,
And people were already 3 books into the series then, so they're bought into the series. I was able to retain that readership and
yeah,
grow them. And um, yeah, like I said, I owe everything to those readers that have been there since that
yeah,
time. Like that is how I kept a career because you can count on one hand the number of contemporaries in this space in
yeah,
women's fiction that were there with me in 2009 that are still there now. And like a lot of
yeah,
them changed genres. Like Lisa Jewell and Adele Parks, who
Yeah.
are incredible women, incredible writers, switched genres. I mean,
Yeah.
have excelled at that too.
Yes,
Like,
they
how
have.
dare they? How dare they be so talented at everything they do? Um, but yeah, they left women's fiction and went into thriller.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us were encouraged to do so. A lot of us were encouraged to change, and I just was never that. I was never going to be, no matter how many episodes of SVU I write, like that's never going to be my wheelhouse. I was to write, read, watch. I'm not writing SVU, I swear.
No.
I wish, I wish.
You're one of the producers in the, yeah.
Favorite show, yeah. Secretly writing SVU. Um, yeah, I just am so lucky to have had that, and we say that my career grew, but it has actually expanded and contracted over different periods of time. Like
Yeah.
different books have done better, different books have done worse. Again, there's not necessarily rhyme or reason to it. We don't know why. You
Yeah.
can't always tell why. Um, I had a book called We Were on a Break
Yeah.
that the publishers were really excited about, and Tesco took it in this huge promotion, and we were so pumped, and it was like, oh my god, this is going to be the next level, this is the one that's going to push through to the next level, and it like didn't. Like, it did
Yeah.
fine, but
Yeah.
it did not blow up in a way we had anticipated. Same with a book I published called One in a Million. My
Yeah.
publishers were like, let's put her in hardcover, that'll be fun. And then strangely enough, my very loyal, amazing readers, a lot of them did come along, but a lot of people were like, why is it a hardcover now? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't tell you, but a man said it should be.
Uh, yeah.
So, it was a new challenge that we had to sort of revise where we were with that,
Yeah.
because sometimes market analytics aren't accurate.
Yeah.
It's what we find.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And you've have you had the same agent the whole time?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the same publisher.
And the
The
same
same
publisher?
publisher up until I just, I'm in the process of changing now, but yeah, you'd think we've got 16 years, 18 years if you count when we
Yeah.
did the deal of experience and knowledge and feedback, and one-on-one feedback from all these people I meet at events that I've known for so long. Like, I've seen
Yeah.
kids grow up. People bring their babies who are now like teenagers.
Crazy.
Um, but again, you just don't know. Like, and afterwards the publisher will be like, I think it was the cover. And I'm like, was it? I don't know. You tell me, was it the cover?
Yeah.
And then something like Christmas Fling, which is the book that's out
Yeah.
now, which is doing great in the UK, but then completely out the blue is doing like my best book yet in the US.
Wow.
And it hasn't had any big marketing spend. There's no special editions. There's no variant covers. There's no spreads. There's nothing been done to push it, apart
Yeah.
from I have personally taken myself to a bunch of bookshops
Yeah.
and done events with people,
Yeah.
with friends of mine, and that's the only thing we've done differently. And even then, it's not, we're not talking massive numbers.
Yeah.
Um, so you can't guess. Like, you have no idea what will make
Strange,
something
isn't
blow up.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think it's great then that you've had the agent and the publisher for so long because they know that maybe if one of your books isn't as
yeah.
successful, it's not like the be all and end all. It's like we can still produce, like we know
We
that
can still
you're
come back.
strong enough
Yeah,
that yeah, you can come back with another one.
yeah.
So because I think maybe if that happened with someone's first novel, the
Yeah.
publishers and agent could be a little bit scared,
Oh,
right? And
absolutely. It used to be you got into publishing to build a career. Your first book wouldn't be your most successful
yeah,
book, your second book, your third book. You were growing authors.
yeah,
That was the point. You're helping an author find their voice, you're helping an author work out who they are, like, but you're supporting them along the way, investing in them and their art to get a payoff in the future. But now it's not how it's done anymore. It's
yeah,
like, is it number one first week
yeah,
out? Is it in the chart? If it's not, you're off the shelf because next week there's a
yeah,
thousand more, literally 1,000 new books coming out next week.
yeah,
So you're done. It's so difficult. And that's why we've seen this massive influx, especially in romance and fantasy, of traditionally published books that started out
yes,
as indies and self pubs,
yeah,
because they're coming in with the publisher already believing that they will do well. They already have a track record. We
yes,
already know that they have a built in audience that will support
yes,
them. And indie readers are the most supportive readership. You would not believe the things I've seen at friends events, like people coming with bind ups that they've done themselves, new covers.
wow,
Like, I did an event recently with my friend BK Borison,
yeah,
and somebody had made her a quilt,
oh
like
wow,
handmade a huge quilt. It was stunning and beautiful. And it's because this reader has been with her so long from
Yeah.
indies, and just it was so beautiful to see it. Like, that's wild to
Yes.
see that level
That's
of
like a
commitment
next
from someone.
level
Like,
fan.
yeah, like
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours, months and months
Yeah.
and months of work had gone into that. Um, so that you can see why that happens.
Yes.
But I understand the frustrations from trad
Yeah.
authors
Yeah.
who aren't getting the support that those authors are getting,
Yeah.
and they are frustrated, and I get that. I totally understand why.
Yeah.
But the world changes and the industry changes, and you just have to. I guess that's one thing I have been relatively good at, is like just going with it,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
following it, trying to get in front of it, seeing where it's going, and not just relying on other people to do it for me, because they
Yeah.
won't. News just in for life. Like, they won't do it. If you don't do it, no one else will.
That's very true. And you don't know where it's going next. Like, it's such a gosh, I don't even know, with the whole
I know.
AI and everything, you just
Ugh,
have no
yeah.
idea. And I think that's, yeah, great advice there. Like, take control of what you can control, right? And
As much as you can, yeah.
yeah,
And I'm not saying you should, like, do everything yourself, because that will kill you eventually.
yeah,
But I think just you do have a responsibility to be aware of what's happening in the market and what is
yeah,
doing well, and things you can do that are relatively easy, and then also identify where you need your publisher's
yeah,
help. Identify their strengths. What are they good at? What can they bring to the table?
yeah,
And let them do that.
yes. Do you think, or would you, I mean, you may have had offers before, but would you like to have any of yours adapted into a movie? Is it something that's
I have
on the
had
cards?
offers. I have been, the last 4 years have been a constant almost there with this. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would love it. I would love it just because I think most authors would like to see it,
yeah,
because it is a way to get your story. I don't consider myself like a writer. I consider myself more of a storyteller. Like,
yeah,
I love to tell stories and connect with people, and give people an escape. Like, I think my books are
yeah,
escapism, and if
yes,
I can give you 5 minutes for your day to be 5% better, like,
yeah,
I did my job. That means we did it. We did it, Joe. Like, today we nailed it. We made someone's life better for 10 seconds. Like, that's enough. Um, and having an adaptation is just a bigger version of that. It
yeah,
gets them into more people's hands, more people's eyes. Um, and also, like, I would love to do the adaptation myself. I would love to have a stab at that, because,
yeah,
again, been writing so long, and it's fun to try different things. It's like the same muscles in a different way.
yes.
Um, and yeah, we've been so close. We've been so
Oh,
close. I had something all the way to pilot script stage, and then the production company was sold.
oh
The streamer
no.
was sold, so it got shelved. Yeah, but who knows? There's stuff still happening. There's
Yeah.
things on the cards,
Well,
but
we're seeing so
believe it when
many,
you see
aren't
it.
we? There's so many, I
Yeah,
keep seeing them everywhere. There's so many books that are being
yeah.
adapted into movies now, TV series, and I think that's kind of that's not going anywhere soon. So,
No, and it's still the same thing. Like, as I say, I live in LA. I'm not in the industry. My husband's a TV editor.
yeah,
So we have a lot of friends who are in the industry.
yes,
So we see it constantly. And it's the same thing as it's almost the same thing as publishing taking an indie author. Like, if Netflix takes a book that's already sold 5 million copies, they've got 5 million viewers before they
yes,
start. And then I've got friends who are screenwriters who are writing original screenplays who hate the books, because they feel the same way that traditional authors feel about indie authors.
yeah,
They're like, they're stealing our work. I'm like, well, good news. We're also stealing screenwriters' work, so like, don't worry about it. It's just the human centipede of content.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it is. I mean, like, Jeff, my husband Jeff, right now is working on. He's editing one of the Harlan Coben adaptations at
Oh,
Netflix, and there are so many. There are so many,
there are
and
so many.
it's its own industry. It's wild how
I
many
love
there
that.
are, and they just want more of them. They want more.
Yeah.
So we'll have
Is
Harlan
is it
Coben adaptations
is it
until
the
the
one
end of the
coming out
world.
in January that he's working on?
It's not.
Oh,
I don't know when his is out. It's called "I Will Find You."
oh, okay.
Is his one, which has been fascinating to be completely on the outside,
Yeah.
watching that from the
Yeah.
inside of how that has been adapted, how the showrunners have taken the book
Yeah.
and run with it. Like, that's been
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah, because I have to admit, I haven't read any of his books, but I've watched all in
Same.
series.
Same. I know, and I was just like, "Do you know what? He's doing all right. Like,
Yeah,
Harlan's fine without
yeah,
our
yeah.
support."
And he's just wrote a book with Reese
Yeah.
Witherspoon, so, he's,
Yeah, he's doing all right. By all accounts, a lovely man.
yeah,
So we love to see that because
yes,
we like to see nice people doing well.
yes.
Um, so
And he uses
good
a
for
lot of
Harlan.
UK actors as well, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think this one that Jeff is on is the first one that's been US,
Okay. Yeah.
predominantly US, and it's being made in LA, which is huge because nothing is getting made here anymore. So that's also
Right.
incredible. Like they're
Yeah.
supporting the industry in Hollywood as it peters away to different countries
I
and
know.
places where it's cheaper to do it. So it's nice to see it supporting
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. And
good
so
news all
you
around.
you released some news recently that you
I did.
have a new pen name and you're going to be
I
bringing
do.
out two new novels next year.
Yes.
Both next
Yeah.
year. One's in June, right?
No, I've got so I do have 2 next year, but the first one is February, is the sequel to The Bell Witches, which was my
Yes.
YA fantasy. So The Witch and the Wolf is out in February, and then my next book, which will be under the incredibly cryptic pen name Elle Kelk, uh, which is in them every time I say it, I'm like, "They'll never guess it, lads." Yeah, ELLE. Kelk, is Hit or Miss, and that's out in June
Yeah.
in the UK. Yeah. Yeah.
Who came up with your pen name? Was it you or was it your publishers?
It was my publishers. I think we sort of batted it back and forth. I wanted it I wanted it to be under a pen name. When
Yeah.
I pitched it, I said it needs to be under a pen name. Um, just because it's still a rom-com, but it's new adult, it's
Yeah.
college romance. And while yes, I did my YA fantasy under my original name,
Mhm.
for sales and marketing purposes, there just needs to be a differentiation. Like
Yeah.
there are buyers at certain not in the UK, maybe, certain buyers in certain companies just to like, it's two different things. And it's like, yes, people can do two different things, but do you know what? Like, let's make it easy for those people.
Yes.
And split it up very slightly. So my readers obviously know it's me. We're not
Yeah.
pretending it isn't. And those buyers and maybe new readers who haven't read me or that love college but wouldn't necessarily read
Yeah.
contemporary rom-coms that are for older characters
Yeah.
will find it. uh yeah, I it's terrifying. It is terrifying to
That's
start. It does
exciting
feel
though.
like starting again. It really genuinely feels like a
Yeah.
fresh debut, which is madness at this stage.
Are you with
Yeah.
a different publisher for this
Yeah, I
one?
am. It was the first time in my entire career I went out to pitch.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, we met with 5 different publishers, and then had to decide which one. And it was
Yeah.
again like really scary, weird decisions, that you are literally handing your career to someone and saying, "Please don't let it die.
Yes.
Like, please protect it." And touch wood, she says, touching her head when there's literally wood behind me. They have been incredible. They're so excited, and that's helped me be more excited. So, as someone who is
Yeah.
naturally, which may have come across naturally, again, low expectations about the industry.
It'll be fantastic, and I can see the response that you've already had on social media. I just you're gonna have 2 social media accounts now that you're gonna have. There's more work for
I
you.
know, don't I had to set up an elcalc Instagram and a website, and I'm like, well, it is a picture of me. They are going to know.
Yes.
But yeah, it does have to exist just for people to find it, because if we don't also if I don't do it, someone else will steal it, and then
Yeah.
you've got to get it
Yeah.
back, and that's a whole fun thing.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, it's been an amazing reaction. I could not have asked for a better
Yeah.
reaction. People have been so generous and so kind about it. You know, no one's going like, "Why are you doing this? That's
Yeah.
stupid." I'm like, "Because I just wanted to do something a bit
I
different."
don't I don't think anyone would say that, would they? I think, like,
You'd be shocked. You'd
okay.
be shocked at how many people be like, "Why? Why are you writing about 20-year-olds?"
Oh,
Um, and the answer is because I really wanted to. Like
yeah,
I've read a lot of college romance, and I think there
yeah,
is room in the market for a college romance that really centers the female characters
yeah,
in a very positive way and writes male characters as we would like to have them, which
yes,
is something I feel like I've always tried to do in my rom-coms, is like the guys don't just sweep in and
I know.
whisk you off
Yeah.
your feet. Like, I want him to earn that woman. I want to
Yes.
know that he is worthy of her
Yeah.
and he helps her grow and progress and doesn't just try to save her. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not interested in that. And a lot of the college romances, some of them that I read were very like, he's just going to save the day.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like, why though? Why? I remember being 20, those men were awful.
Yeah.
Like, I still have my diaries from uni and I was reading them for these books. Like, when I came up with the idea, I read all my diaries. I'm like, oh my God, the
Yeah. Yeah.
gaslighting.
Yeah.
Like, let's point that out
And
and
these were the
say
days
no.
before. I mean, I just don't even want to know what's going to happen in the future because I grew up with like, I don't know, maybe mobile phones came out when I was like 15. I can't even remember now. So it's like we grew up like with dial-up internet and things like
Yeah,
this, where, you know, add kind of social media into it
the
now.
rest of
It's
it.
like, oh,
I
I
know.
just feel, I
No, we
feel for
had
people.
mobiles at uni, and I've like in my diary, I've got like texts. I've written out texts from
Yeah.
boys being like,
Yeah.
he texts me this, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out what it means. I'm like, it usually means what it says.
Yeah.
Poor baby Lindsay, who was trying to analyze a 20-year-old idiot man's ideas whose frontal lobe hasn't developed and
Yeah.
he is not smart enough to be using subtext here.
No.
But we live and learn, and I do think a lot of us have things to share with that generation coming through now that will benefit them. Let
Yeah.
us take those bullets for
I
you.
know.
Like, let
I
us do
know.
it. Please read our books and recognize when you are being badly treated.
Yeah, it's art. No, I do love that because you will get the younger generation reading it, right? And they'll start actually having some
Yeah.
self-worth and
That's the
hopefully,
hope. And
yeah.
I've heard from people who've got much, much younger kids and they even early teens who are reading a lot of
Yeah,
these romances. And they are actively saying, like, if it's not that, I don't want it. And you're like, oh
yes.
my God, keep that energy. Keep it,
Yeah,
kids.
I do
Like,
love
do
that.
not settle for an asshole.
Yeah.
Like so many of us did in our
Yeah,
younger
I
days.
know. Because I think like the books that you've written under your name, like I've read a lot of them and I read a lot of that genre, but I know that that's not real. Like like you said, it's that escapism, right? You can at the end, like I like to read before I go to bed, and it's like, oh, okay, I can just forget about my day and I can switch off and I can immerse myself into a different world. But I know that, like, some man's not, like you said, going to sweep in, and they might.
Yeah.
There's probably some people in the world like that,
Yeah.
but I think, like you
One or
said,
two.
one or two.
So one or two spread out across the entire world, basically. Yeah. It's
Um,
hard. I
um,
mean, yeah, my concept is it's that sort of Schitt's Creek mentality where it's like
yeah.
I'm writing the world how I would like to see it. Like
Yes.
where we encounter real issues, we encounter the things that are genuinely going on and things that are wrong. But we address them and we hopefully improve them, or we at
Yes.
least get people to reflect on things that they have done that aren't great.
Yeah.
You can't fix everything, but
No.
yeah, you can show the world as you would like to see it and then ask people to take that out
Yeah.
into the world with them.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Um, Brilliant. So, I mean, if you could give anyone a piece of advice, let's say aspiring authors or maybe an indie author who's looking to get traditionally published, is there anything that you would share or say to them that you've learned along the way?
I mean, the indie authors surely know more than I do now. At this point, I'm sure they know more than I do. The main thing that I have learned, what have I learned? I genuinely, if you're starting out, if you're literally starting out right now from absolutely nothing and you just want to do it, is do it.
Yeah.
Like that is the best advice you'll ever get. The most unhelpful, helpful advice you will ever get is thinking about doing it isn't doing it. Thinking about doing it won't get it done. That was me for years. I was like, oh, it'll never happen for me. It'll never happen for me. And it was like, well, it won't if you don't write it. Like
Yes. Yeah.
that is correct.
Mhm.
You have to sit down and do it. You just have to, and I'll get people message me sometimes being like, well, I have this great idea. Can I sell it and then write it? And it's like, no, you unfortunately can't. No one is buying your idea. They want
Yeah.
to know that you can do it. They want
Yeah.
to see the book. So write it is advice number one. No one else can write your book but you.
Mhm.
Like no one else has the sum of your life's experience, has the influences that you have. No one else has read exactly the same number of books, which books they are, what movies you've watched, what TV shows you've watched,
Yeah.
what life you have led. No one else has that but you. Only you can write your book. So please write it if you want to. Like
Yeah.
if it's your passion, please do it. And then on a practical standpoint, is get it done was the best piece of advice I ever
Yeah.
got, which done is better than perfect. Because if you keep self-editing, if you keep going back over chapter 1 trying to get that perfect, you will never finish it.
Yeah.
And the most important thing you can do is get a completed first draft. And
Yeah.
that's still true of me now. Like I am on edits now for my first college. I'm finishing up the line edits. And I have 100% done it to myself, where I keep going back being like, I'll just fix this bit. And it's like, nope, there's no time for that. With
Yeah.
that, that's done.
Yeah.
Like move on. And your editor will look at it later, or you can go back and look at it later. But the most important thing is to get right to the end.
Yeah. That's great. Cause yeah, your editor might give it back to you 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And say,
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing? Like
yeah,
I have to literally stop myself and say, what are you doing? Someone is going to look at this and they're going to change it all over again.
yeah,
So why are you hung up on this one piece?
yeah,
Um, so yeah, just get it finished.
yeah.
If you don't finish it, there's nothing to edit. So
No, that's very
crack
true.
on.
And recommend them getting an agent? Like, do you think that's the easiest way to
Agent,
yeah,
absolutely. Even indies. I don't think I know any indie authors now. Racking my brains. I don't think I know any indie authors who went trad, who are being a big successes as trad right now,
yeah,
who don't have an agent. Um, by and large, because your agent needs to deal with the business side of it, and unless you are someone who loves that,
yeah,
that's it's not your job. Like I could, in theory, I could agent myself. Like I know how contracts work. I know what
mhm,
royalties look like. I could work with an international sales rep to sell little rights abroad, whatever.
yeah,
But I want to concentrate on the creative side of it. Like
yeah,
I don't want to spend my days worrying about the Serbian royalty. Like that's not for me. And then there's days when there are difficult conversations that
yeah,
your agent has to have with your editor, and you should be preserving your relationship with your editor, which is a creative one,
mhm,
and not putting obstacles in the way of that. You don't want to like have a fight with them because you didn't like this marketing pitch that came over,
yeah,
and then have to ask them about a plot point in chapter 7, you know, because
yeah,
you need to have that creative to back and forth.
yeah,
So an agent is just for me an absolute necessity. Like
yeah,
they are your champion, they are your sounding board, they are your version of the group chat. You know, whenever you see stuff on social media and you're like, oh, you shouldn't have posted that, that should have just gone to your mates. Sometimes things need to go to your agent before you would
yeah,
send it to your editor. It's like,
yeah.
let your agent take a look at this before you send that email. And it is helpful. Just giving away too much about myself, but yeah.
No, it's good. No, it's good because yeah, you've got to have that person, especially if that like your agent's going to
Yeah,
know you, right? So they know how far they can push
exactly,
you, and they know
exactly. Yeah.
what the industry are looking for as well. So you want to
Yes.
put your best foot forward at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They're there to
And
help
that's what
you.
they do. They're your champion. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So what's next for you? Obviously, you've got your pet name now. You've got
Yes.
your book's coming out next year.
Yep.
Have you got a bit of a plan? Are you just like after that? Are you just going to go with the flow?
There is sort of a plan. I am a go with the flow person. I'm not very good at plans. But due to the fact that I keep signing book deals and asking people to publish more books, I am having to create a plan. Yeah, so Witch and the Wolf in February, and then Hit or Miss in June in the UK, and there will be a tour around that. So I'll be back in the
Amazing.
UK in June for the tour.
Yeah,
And then it will come out in the US, I think, in September.
yeah,
For back to school. So, in theory, I guess there will be some stuff around that. We'll find
yeah,
out. I've got that call next week to find out more about the US publishing plan, which is very exciting. And then the second book in the college series is February 27.
wow.
Oh my God, how
That's
are we
good.
talking about February 27? Yeah. So I have to write that. Got to write that at some point. But that's already planned out. That's already practically done. It's
Oh,
not even
good.
started. And then after that, TBD, but third book in the Bell Witches series,
Yeah.
final book in the Bell Witches trilogy, and hopefully, all being well, a Lindsey Kelk rom-com around Christmas that year.
Oh, amazing. Busy, busy.
Hopefully.
It's
It's
nonstop.
busy. I mean, what else am I doing? Nothing. Just playing with my cat, staring
Bring
at
your
not even
Christmas
playing with
tree
my
out.
cat, staring at my cat and putting up Christmas decorations. Yeah. This is better. This is keeps me off the streets. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, anything to keep you off the streets. Um, so we are in December. You are from the UK, but I wanna know, do you have any Christmas traditions living in LA?
A thousand of them. The only way to navigate Christmas in LA is to force tradition on it,
Yeah.
because it is sunny and there are palm trees, and it's stupid. It's wrong. So we have to like enforce as much Christmas as possible. Um, Yeah, we usually do Christmas cookies and cocktails on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, I love that.
It's Christmas kickoff, so like anyone who's still in town who aren't that's not going away for the holidays, will comes over and we just get drinks and
Yeah.
eat cookies with our mates. So that's the best.
Yeah.
Before you have to sort of launch into the family of it all. And I say that for everyone else because we absolutely do not. It's just me and my husband on Christmas, and we have made that our tradition for the last
Oh,
sort of
nice.
7 years or so because we
Yeah.
both work away a lot. We're both
Yeah.
crazy deadlines and hours and stuff. So Christmas Day, door stays closed, just us and the cats,
Nice.
and I make Christmas dinner. I am the martyr. I've become my own grandmother. I'm just like, I will make this dinner from scratch for 7 hours
Yeah.
and then be Mardy about cleaning it up. But I do it to myself willingly every year. Yeah, so it is just a real cozy
I
Christmas
love that.
films.
Yes.
Yeah, just the best.
Is
Yeah,
Jeff
I love
is
Christmas.
Jeff from the UK or is he American?
He is from South Carolina. He is
Ah,
American.
okay.
Yeah.
You've set some of
So
those UK traditions. You
yeah,
will eat a roast
yeah.
dinner.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it. I've got him. He'll be like, "Are we doing Yorkshire puddings?" I'm like, "Yes, we're doing Yorkshire puddings." Yeah, I've turned him into a full-on monster. He's as bad as I am at this point, which is amazing. I'm so proud of him.
Oh. Um, and one final question. If you could have a drink with a fellow author, a Christmas drink with a fellow author, who would be your
Yeah.
top choice?
It's just a full-on cheat because, well, it would be all of them. Oh my god, I like because I have
Put
so
you on
many
the spot.
friends that I can't see. Like, yeah, no, but this is the hardest thing because all of my friends in the UK who I can never get to, which is gutting. But then we just spend a lot of time bitching on our phones, which is what they're for.
Yes.
Um, but I am going to slightly cheat and make it my current my big group chat of my girlies, author friends, because we are going to do it. That's why, because we get
Lovely.
to do it soon. We're doing an event together. They're all coming to Southern California,
Yeah.
and we're going to do
Oh.
we're doing a gingerbread house bake-off
Oh,
competition
I
with a
love that.
local bookseller, which is going to be Julie Soto, Ali Hazelwood, Susan Lee, and Kate Goldbeck, who
Oh,
are genuine lifesavers who have literally kept me going the last couple of years
oh,
of what is going on with this industry, and the
yeah,
most supportive, genuine, honest, authentic people.
yeah.
And I owe them a lot of my mental health.
They got the
And yeah,
community.
fantastic. Exactly. And that
Yeah,
is something that didn't exist in women's fiction, honestly,
yeah,
for a very long time. It was hard to find it. And now romance has blown up and it is so welcoming, and
yeah,
it is people really taking care of each other,
yeah.
which is, again, didn't have it for years, did not have anything, had
Mm,
like my handful of friends on the end of a phone, and that was
yeah,
it. And now to have all these people who will literally fly across the country for you,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
That's
what?
lovely.
What? It's gorgeous. Yeah. So I'm picking them because I actually get to do it.
Oh, it's so nice. Well, make sure you post a picture on Instagram so we can all
Oh,
see
it's
and
going to
be
be a
jealous.
thousand,
Yeah.
a thousand. We have Susan is our resident social media maven, and she will get all the content. So make sure you're following Susan Lee.
Yeah, perfect. So where can people find you? Obviously on Instagram, you mentioned on TikTok,
Instagram.
but you don't post
Yeah.
as much on TikTok.
I'm not really. I'm there when I need to be there, when I'm told to post something. But yeah, at Lindsey Kelk everywhere. And now at L Kelk on Instagram as well. She's going to be posting some stuff, I've
Yeah.
heard. Possibly less frequently, at least not until the book comes out. But yeah, mostly Instagram is
Yeah.
where I am to be found.
And your books, can buy them in the UK, globally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, everywhere, on the evil empire of the
Amazon.
Zon.
Yeah.
Always, sadly, I hate to say it, but bookshop.org
Yeah.
you'll be able to get them as well. A lot of indies, obviously, please support local
Yeah.
romance stores that are popping up
Yeah.
all over the world
I
now.
know. I'm
Um,
obsessed with those. Yeah, more of
Amazing, yeah,
those.
Saucy Books in London, Book Lovers
Yes.
in Edinburgh. We just got a new one opening in Cardiff, or is opening in Cardiff. Across the US, there's literally hundreds. I think we have 300 in the US
Wow.
now, which is wild and incredible. So if you can support a local indie in general, but a romance
Yeah.
bookstore in particular, they will be so grateful, and
It's
they do
taken
so
over the
much for
world.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, truly.
Because you have a lot of events there as well, and book clubs host there
Yes.
as well, don't they? So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. This weekend, I am actually going to San Diego because there is a new organization popped up in LA area called Boutique Book Retreats, and they put on these incredible, beautiful book retreats and events
oh,
for readers, and they sell out instantly. It's wild. And they pick Christmas Fling for their Christmas book retreat, so I'm going to go down
brilliant.
and meet a bunch of readers and hang out, and
Yeah.
they are just so lovely. But yeah, women just creating opportunities for themselves.
Yeah.
They were, full-time marketeers this time last year, and now this is their full-time job, is
Wow.
creating these book experiences. And that's because of the readers and for the readers.
Yeah.
And that's so incredible that we're able to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Living the dream. So, and like you
Living the
said,
dream.
if you don't do it, you're never going to do it. So just do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just do it. Yeah. It's so now's the time, right? Like,
Yes.
if not now, when?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Exactly. Oh, well, I've loved chatting to you. Honestly, that I could just ask you 1,000 more questions, but I'm just conscious of time. Um, but I think everyone's going to love hearing your story. So thank you so much for coming as a guest and sharing it with us all.
No, thank you so much. It's been the best.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Lindsay. Bye.
Thank you.